Okay, we are in record mode. So let me welcome you to the Zoom call tonight. This is our new ambassador training. My name is Wendy Stauffer, and I am level 1 to Angela Faith, for those of you that know her. And so that puts me, so it goes Angela, and then above her is Kim, Kim Wilson, and then above Kim is Cheyenne, and then above her is Celeste. So you are in an amazing, strong team of leaders with great information. So hopefully what I share with you tonight is just a little bit about my own, how I would start new ambassadors, and there's just a little difference with what I do sometimes from other people. So it's always good just to get some of that information. And I'm a senior Ruby, and I'm currently I think just weeks away from going Emerald. So I've got some of my teammates here, my team members on this call, and I just am really so thankful for all of the work that they're putting in. All right, so let me go ahead and get started with a little bit of what I think for Zoom, I'm going to call it etiquette, because I do suffer from ADD, and I get distracted by the birds and the squirrels that are happening on the screen. So you have a choice so I have you all muted. You have a choice to turn off your video feed if you just want to be able to sit and listen. And that's going to be for people who are, like, if you have a lot going on in your screen, that might be really helpful for me. I love seeing your faces. But like I said, if you're going to be, doing some house cleaning or that kind of stuff, go ahead and mute yourself and just go off screen for that. All right. First thing I want to start out with is again, it doesn't matter what level you are, how long you've been doing the business, we can always learn from each other. And so I'm going to give you a couple of my key phrases or thoughts that I've had for myself over the past 2.5 years, a real quick snippet about how I got to where I am, and then move into some of the nuts and bolts and the new stuff. So again, 2.5 years ago, I was introduced to the products by Angela Faith. I had been diagnosed pre-diabetic. My doctor had thought, she loved telling me all of the wonderful things that I could fix as I was getting older. And she said, hey, lose a little bit of weight, maybe 10, 15 pounds. You need to change your diet, that kind of stuff. And I'm not one who likes to diet. I don't like to deprive myself of anything. So I went ahead and joined Angela for the products only. I accidentally started my business. I started sharing with people who wanted to know what I was doing. And because of what they saw in me, they were coming to me. And I was like, well, I'm not really going to do a business. I don't want to sell the stuff, but you can go to my website and order if you want. I guess it turned out that's selling. But I accidentally started a business. I found people that wanted to also build a business. And when I got a paycheck that I thought was I said, do I have to give any of this money back? Was this a mistake? I was able to see the potential. And that's what I'm hoping that you're going to get from this, is that, one, you're on this call because maybe you're brand new to Plexus and you're just getting a little taste of how to get started, or maybe you've been a part of the team as a wholesale ambassador and now you're starting to think, maybe I want to build a business and have some of that financial freedom that others are experiencing. And so anyway, so that's why I'm here, is I want to help you get to that place. So my accidental business, I'm going to tell you, I dabbled in Plexus for a whole year. And what does that mean? Well, that means that, let me turn my phone off because it's going to be dinging, dinging, dinging. So anyway, I dabbled, and that meant that I would just tell people if they came to me, or I'd be like, oh yeah, you should try this pink stuff. And in dabbling, I created a few team members that were going to start as a business. The second year that I was in, I was still dabbling, but I was taken away a lot by health concerns in my family and just family issues. And so it was really on again, off again. This past December, when I realized what the potential was and what the possibilities were, this is after I went to my first convention, I drew the line in the sand, is the way we describe it. I said, I need to give this a real shot. I need to run at it and say, I'm going to do what it takes to see if I can make this work. And sure enough, just doing some of those steps and setting some of those goals has me perched right now, just like I said, a couple of weeks from going Emerald. And if I don't make it this month, it's okay. It's my goal. I know I will make it in the next couple of months, probably next month. But I set the goal and I'm going to run until the 31st of this month. And if I don't get it, awesome. but I bet the work that I do today and the work that I do tomorrow is going to push me to that goal a lot faster than if I just go, well, maybe I'll let it happen. Maybe somebody will come to me for this. So that's just a little bit about me, 2.5 years. So my first thing is that I want to say to you is that if I were to ask you personally, each to your face and say, what business are you in? You're probably going to tell me I'm in the health and wellness business. But actually, you're not. You are in the personal development business. You need to personally develop yourself. You're personally developing your team. As you start to bring people on, you're personally developing customers because we want to build our relationship with them, and we're going to help them to develop into the people that really they're going to be proud about being or that they're excited to become. I was in 2 different network marketing companies prior to this, and I heard in both of those companies, you got to read these books. You've got to personally develop. You should be listening to these and watching those videos. And I didn't take it seriously. I didn't take time to develop myself. Now, it was not the right company, not the right product, not the right time for me. So it didn't work. I made some really good friends. I learned a lot about network marketing, but it didn't pay off. This company, right products, right time, right company, this is the right place for me. And I'm not going to mess it up by not doing my personal development. So that's something I want to make sure that you understand. You are not in health and wellness company. You're in personal development business for yourself. The health and wellness is our vehicle. That's how we are being developed, is we are using the health and wellness products. So how do I get personally developed? Well, there are so many different ways. Number one is going to be reading. And as a person who grew up with undiagnosed ADD, reading was very difficult for me because I would get very distracted. I would read the paragraph 3 or 4 times and still wonder what I had read, but I knew what I was going to have for dinner because I was thinking about that. So here are some of the books that I've read and I would absolutely recommend. And I know that your upline probably has more that they can suggest in some of your crossline also. The first one is going to be The 4 Color Personalities for MLM. And that's by Tom Big Al Schrader. So again, if you want that, it's called The 4 Color Personalities for MLM. I'm not going to be screen sharing or screenshotting so that you can see them. So hopefully you're just taking notes on it. I like the 4 Color Personalities because it helps you understand if you're talking to someone, what kind of questions do you want to ask them? What do you want to know about them and how you might be able to service or provide for their needs? The second one, Why You Need to Start Network Marketing. That's also by a Schrader. His name is Keith Schrader. Why You Need to Start Network Marketing. The next one I'm really enjoying is Go Givers, Sell More. And of course, I don't have the author of that one, but we can get that for you. But Go Givers, Sell More. And then one more that I started reading, and honestly, this is not just for us ladies, but for the men as well. But it says How to Retire Your Husband. And I'm going to find it right now on my Kindle because this one I really like it. It really just talks about network marketing and setting goals, the kinds of things that are going to help us moving our business. And so I'm going to tell you, it says, Retire Your Husband, a mom's guide to making millions with network marketing. But what I really liked about it is it's more directed to just network marketing, not just to the women, but it really is talking about some of the steps that you can take to build a business. And again, most of the time they're talking about your relationships. Okay, here's my next big thought for you, and that's going to be anytime I have someone come to me and say, well, I don't know if I can do this, or I don't know if this is going to work for me, and I say, here's my question. If you didn't make another dollar, if you didn't sponsor a person at all, would you continue to take these products? And when I would ask myself that question in the beginning, when I would feel a little bit discouraged and going, I'm not reaching anybody, nobody's contacting me, I would say, I will not stop. These products have changed me. My blood sugars are leveled. I've lost 25 pounds 2 years ago, never gained another pound back. Arthritis doesn't hurt. I sleep well. I have energy all day, no more naps. I have so many things that have gone right for me. Would I give up the products just because I couldn't find someone to buy it from me? I would absolutely stay on these products. So if you keep that in your mind and you think, I would not give them up. then that's one way to take away some of the stress and the pressure of how am I going to get somebody on these products, because you truly believe they work for you, and that's going to be another piece to our training. So again, would you stay on the products if you did not make another dime? Another question that I have for you before I get started, or before we jump into the box, is who are you attracting? If you're using social media and you are posting, you're posting personal things and fun things and videos, who are you attracting? If I were to go on some Facebook pages, I was a 7th grade math teacher until I just retired this year. But if I were to go on some of those kids' pages, I would probably blush. They would be embarrassed for me to see them, possibly, or maybe if their parents knew what they were posting. So when I think about a kid's Facebook page, and I'm thinking, well, they're not attracting me because I don't want to read that stuff. I don't want to seem divisive. I don't want to seem negative all the time. I'm not going to use foul language. I'm not going to be posting things that are going to offend other people, because that's who I'm going to attract. I'm going to attract people who don't have a problem with negative and offensive beings. On the other hand, if I want to attract people who are positive-minded and care about others, then I'm going to be posting things that are caring and positive. So think about that. Which part of you are you putting out on your Facebook or on your social media? Also, are you posting the Plexus? You're being compliant because, again, we want people to see what we have, and we want to duplicate ourselves. And if I'm duplicating myself, that's my final question for myself. Do I want 10 people doing exactly what I'm doing? So if you think about what you do during the day for your business, do you want 10 people doing exactly what you're doing? If you're not posting at all, you're not sharing at all, and you had 10 people like you, your business isn't going to go anywhere. If you want to build a business, then you think about what would make your business grow, and that you would find people like you, because that's what we're looking for. All right, that being said, we're going to actually get started with our nuts and bolts, so to speak. Okay. For those who have just recently gotten in as of January 2016, Plexus has done this phenomenal thing for us. And these phenomenal things that they've done is created your welcome kit. This is your startup kit. This is your college level course that's going to teach you how to do your business. So my upline, Angela, she started here in Maryland, and this was not available. So she did a lot of research and a lot of things on her own, and then shared them with us. And we were just following along. We just kind of jumped in like sheep and went, okay, what do you do? And that's what I'm going to do. So let me start out by saying I am so thankful for people like Angela, and I put myself in there also, who were willing to say, I'm not sure what the answer is, but I'm going to go find it. And then I'm going to try and turn around and give that off. Because what you have in front of you, for all of you that are on here, what you have in front of you is your own business. You have bought your business into this company. You have a franchise. You don't work for anybody but yourself. And the people who brought you in don't work for you. And when you sponsor someone, they don't work for you. So if you got into this business thinking, oh, I know how this works. I just sponsor about 20 people. They go do the work and I'm done. Again, do you want 10 people that are duplicating what you do? No. So we want to build those relationships, and we want to help our friends and help our team members get to their goals and make their dreams come true. Because when we help others, it just lifts us up, and we feel so good when we're doing that anyway. So you've now gotten this college level course on how to build your business. So if I were to go and get my hair done, I sit in the chair, and the person who's going to cut my hair turns to her friend next to her and says, okay, now how do I get started with this? You use the comb. Okay, so she comes over and starts to comb. Now, should I use the comb? Are these scissors? Do I start with the front? What do I do? Well, imagine that might be what it looks like for your business. If I try to start Plexus and I don't learn for myself what I can, and I just keep going somewhere else, the person I'm sharing with might go, I don't know if I can trust you. I don't know if you really know what you're doing. We don't want you to know and memorize everything out of the gate. I've learned so much in 2.5 years that sometimes it looks like I know a lot more than I do, but I don't. I learned a lot from my upline, but I have been using our toolkit for the past week, and I'm going to tell you, I've been using it more now because I want to be able to be duplicated. I don't want anyone to have to come to me and say, well, I don't know what you know. So I'm going to use my toolkit to train my people so that they feel confident and go, oh, I can do this. This is so easy. That being said, 2 people that I've spoken to in the last 24 hours totally see Fast Start Gold as an opportunity for them. And I'll explain that when we get to that level. So let's go ahead and jump in. Nuts and bolts. The very first thing that I'm going to ask you to do, so if you've got your book with you, if you have your kit with you, you can go ahead and turn to this. Otherwise, I'm going to share that. When you're either starting on your own or introducing, you've got your Let's Get Started kit. And page 5, with using your Roman numerals, is going to be your Plexus Resource Directory. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to go ahead and put in this important information. So I'm looking for my ambassador ID number. I can't tell you how many times I had to go back and find mine, or how many times I sponsor someone who says, oh, I don't even know what that is. Can you tell me what my ID number is? What's my password again? So this is your business. You wouldn't lose your key to your brand new business if it was a brick and mortar place. So your ID number, your website, your ambassador who sponsored you could certainly walk through your back office and show you how to find that information. Your access or your back office password, very important. Your sponsor's name, phone number, and email, because they're going to be a support for you. And then it has your nearest upline jewel. And it's kind of nice to be able to say, hey, what team are you in? Are you in Celeste's team? Are you in Kim's team? Or, are you in Angela's team? That you would have that information. So again, that's something that you can get right from your back office. Okay. So this booklet has 83 pages in it, which of course I'm not going to go through with you, but I am going to highlight a couple of things. Okay. So, something else that you should do is not only write those things down, and I'm sorry, I'm looking down, I've got to follow my notes to keep myself on task. Looking at the corporate info in the book. So when you're reading through, you're going to get information about where we started and how they're different, how they're unique. This is the thing that you should be reading through. Just every day, just take a little bit of time if you're not able to just sit down and go through the whole thing. I wouldn't have done that. I just go a couple of pages a day. Something that would be really important, I did this a lot, and I think it's helped me tremendously. When you log into your back office, first of all, there's a training set of videos. You can just click on them and watch a couple of them a day or one a day, but it'll help you learn your back office. For me, what I found incredibly helpful was that I went to I went to my own website. I clicked on View My Website, and then I clicked on Join, and I practiced. I acted as if I was a new ambassador or a new person that was interested, and I walked myself through joining, because you can go all the way up to putting in your payment information, and you can see what it looks like when you want to order your first order. And I still, I have brand new people that'll say, well, it's telling me I have to set up a first order. Well, I know from practice, I say, no, you just scroll down to the bottom and go to start your backup order. So what you want to do is practice. Pretend you're signing up. Go in and walk yourself through it so that you can see everything that's going to be needed. That way, let's say you're on the phone in the car, someone's called you and said, I'm trying to sign up, but I'm having trouble. You're already going to have it in your head. Oh yeah, on this page, you're probably going to see that you need to pick your website. Something that I found recently, that when I'm signing someone up, once they put in their social security number, and this might be something that will help you guys, when you put the social security number in, you need to click Verify Social Security ID. When you click verify, it'll say approved or whatever. It comes up green, and then it moves on. Otherwise, oftentimes I get an error message saying it wasn't able to approve that. Okay, so not only would I practice logging on and joining as an ambassador, I also practiced becoming a customer. I wanted to see what it would look like to become a preferred customer. I wanted to know what would it look like to become a retail customer. So So if you go on and practice, you're not ordering anything. You just get to the part where it says pay and you go, nope, I don't want that, and delete that. So, but at least you've practiced. It's going to make you feel so much more confident in helping someone else do that. So don't wait until you have someone that says, okay, I'm ready to join. After this video, it'll be somewhere around 9:30. It'd be a great time for you to just take that first step and give that practice. Okay. Let's talk about, I want to tell you a little bit about terminology, because as a brand new network marketer, you might not really understand some of the terms that we're using anyway, particularly for Plexus though. So again, I'm going to go to my getting started. Page 80 in the very back has a glossary. And the glossary is awesome because it talks about your ambassador relations center, compliance, customer care, what is an ambassador, what's a diamond ambassador. It talks about, if you hear on a call, we're blocking objections and you're not sure what that means. Well, there's a definition for blocking objections. But it gives you some of the terminology that's going to be really important and really helpful for you as you are on calls or as you are reading some of the emails that are coming out, or even going on to some of our Facebook groups and people are talking about blocking objections and you're going, I don't know what that means. It's in your glossary of your book. Okay. Specific terminology for us brand new people. PV is going to be your personal volume, and personal volume is any amount of sales or personal orders that go through your website. So that's going to be PV. PV is generally a little bit less than the actual dollar amount. I kind of say, well, if it costs $20 to make this thing, but we sell it for $30, the PV would be $20. It's the actual cost is the way I might describe it to someone. So that's going to be your personal volume, and you get paid commission on your personal volume. That can be what you purchase for you, for your family, or any customer orders that come through your website, through your business ID. Then there's something that we call CQ, and that is going to be your commission qualified. And the way to be commission qualified, if you're not sure of that, there are 3 pieces to it. One, you have to be up to date paying your $34.95, which right now it's $19.95 or $19.99. Let's get some people in for that because we love sales. And that the backup order is turned on. The backup order seems to be, I guess I need to see what that, the backup order being turned on seems to be kind of a sticking point for people. How are we going to explain this? Well, here's the easy way. If your preferred customer upgrades to an ambassador, we're just saying the backup order is your auto ship. It's going to keep coming, okay? If you're brand new and you're signing up as an ambassador, your auto ship or your backup order is, again, it's what products are you going to be on? And since you want to be a product of the products, you need to have them coming in. So when I talk to someone, I say, you really just need to have your backup order turned on so that you don't miss your products. So many of us are like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I ran out and now I don't feel good. I don't run out because my backup order is set to come to me no matter what. Our backup order needs to be a minimum of 100 PV, and the triplex is 101. You can make it whatever you want it to be, but you want to make sure you have it at least to 101. Those 3 things, you've done 100 PV through your business, you've got your backup order turned on, which does the 100 PV for you when it comes in, and you're up to date on your membership fee, you are qualified to earn the checks that we get. If you miss any one of those 3 things and you happen to have a downline or you have some sales, those checks don't come to you. They go past you up to your upline. So we want you to be qualified for that. Something to know about that backup order, when you go in and you set your backup order or you're sponsoring someone, the default date or the automatic date is going to be the 26th of the next month. So if I sign someone up today and let's say they only choose to come on with $20, which hopefully I've really built the value of our products and that we want them to get the cheapest, the best deal, that they're going to get a welcome kit so that they can also get that welcome kit box that we're looking through right now, that they get their products. We want them to get started. If finance is a problem, they could sell those products and get their money back right away. So there's all kinds of things that we can do in those steps. But when they start Uh-oh. I might have to upgrade my account in a minute. It'll come to me in a minute. So anyway, hey, Allie,
Yeah.
would you do me a favor and grab my purse? On tape. I have to upgrade. But anyway, so the difference is conditional or unconditional. And, okay, I was told that backup order dates could be set. Yes. You can change your backup order, and that's my daughter, Allie. Thank you, I got it. I want a business meeting.
Hey, Wendy, it's Angela. Don't feel bad. I had to do the same thing whenever I didn't have the paid account yet.
Yeah, and I'm like, well, I thought I did that, but apparently not. So we're going to upgrade here in a moment.
You went past, it's because when you go past like the 30 minutes or whatever,
Yep.
and I had to do the same thing in the middle of a call, so don't even worry.
All right, so I am going to, I think I'm going to have to do that.
Do you want me to talk about welcome packs a little bit?
Yes, would you please?
Okay, so hi everybody. I'm actually, Wendy is my level 1. I'm Angela Faith, and I'm just going to chat while she logs in and puts in the payment information. So with Zoom, if you don't have the paid account, you can only do like 30 minutes, I believe. So just talking a little bit about welcome packs, it is, I love that Wendy pointed out that you can, you know, you have such great tools, and a lot of times people may say to you, well, I don't think I'm going to do the business. It's so much a better idea for them to have the welcome pack because they very well might change their mind. I did. I only signed up in the first place just to get my discount. So did Wendy. I'm an Emerald Ambassador now. Wendy's almost an Emerald Ambassador. So it's much better idea to go ahead and get them that welcome pack if you possibly can. And they're going to get a better price on the product. So they can choose anything that they want with the welcome pack that, you know, they can get a bunch of products that they think that they can sell to other people or products that they can use with their family. So I don't know what you were moving on to next, and I don't want to jump ahead or take over.
You are good.
So,
no, I just wanted to talk about it because the question was you can set it to another time because I've been noticing people saying, hey, I didn't get my products, but what they didn't know is that it's set to the 26th.
Yes, I didn't. So somebody must have messaged you that question while you're about to hop off.
Yep.
You typically, let's say that you sign somebody up on July 1st. It's going to default that the first auto ship is going to come out actually in August. And I think the default date is the 25th now.
Okay.
26th like it used to be. Good, you upgraded, you're all set.
I did.
Yeah, so it's you can change that, but what I would say, just from my own experience, and then I'll shut up and let you take your call back.
Okay.
What I would say is that if you're trying to change something within the same month, it's typically going to, you run the risk of it not working. So you're better off to just let it be and go in and place a one-time standing order if you didn't get your stuff in a welcome pack, which is kind of one of the reasons why it's better to get your stuff in a welcome pack, because they're assuming that you got a welcome pack, and that's why it's defaulted to the next month.
Right.
Okay, I'm going to hush now.
Awesome. No, that was great. Thanks for jumping in because I needed that. But I did find that someone said, well, I didn't get my products. Well, they changed something with that. So make sure that you check with your ambassador, whoever brought you in, to say, to make sure that your products are going to come. And your back office is so easy. If you just go and look at your orders, you can see what's coming up. You can see when the next one is. So don't kind of sit back and just wait. Really go through your back office and get an idea of what information you have there. Okay. The conditional versus unconditional, just a real quick. Conditional is it will only come if you don't sell or have 100 PV go through your number, $100. So it only comes on the condition that you would need it. Unconditional means unconditional, no matter what, the products are coming to me. And that's what I like. For mine personally, I set it to unconditional so that I don't miss them. If I set it to conditional, I have to go in and make sure that I place that order. So that's just something to, again, if you have questions, you can ask about that later. All right, moving right on. Other words that you're going to see a lot of downline. If, again, you've not done network marketing before, your downline is just your team. They're the ones that have been personally sponsored either by you or by people who you have brought into the company. Your upline, of course, is going to be the person who directly brought you in, and then anybody above them. kind of like your family tree. Jewel ambassadors, if you hear the jewels, we're talking about the top 3 paid ranks, which I'm excited to almost be one of those. And again, you probably already seen there's retail customer, there's preferred customers, and again, you can learn and read about those in your book. Okay, so again, let's get started. This is your college level course. This is what is going to teach you what you need to know so that you're not feeling like you're stuck. And that's one of the things that I've talked with Angela about, is just saying it's easy to get paralyzed or stuck because you don't have someone to support you. If you've been trying to call someone and say, I need help right now on how to do this or how to find that, you're stuck until one of us is available. And especially as you move forward and you end up with this very large team under you, it's hard to answer all of the questions all of the time. So the more forward you are with researching yourself, watching those videos, getting yourself trained by what the company is providing, the better off you're going to be. You'll have fewer questions and be stuck fewer times instead of waiting and going, well, I can't sign you up because, my boss is not with me. So again, they don't work for you. You don't work for them. We just work together. And that's the best part of this. Okay. So here we go. When do we get paid? We get paid hopefully when you go through, and again, I'll show you where you're going to find this information. We get paid 11 different ways. We get paid 5 times, unless there's more Fridays, but we get paid every Friday for any of the business building bonuses. They come to us on the Friday after we've sponsored someone or someone our team has sponsored within 4 levels. And again, this is something that we're not going to go into tonight, but you can read about it. You can watch videos about it. It's in your back office. You can go into the training tools or into the library and actually get information there. On the 15th of the month is when we're told we're going to get paid. Oftentimes it comes in surprisingly early. So maybe like on the 12th or the 13th, we get to see how much we've made, and it gets so exciting. And we have an all call out on our Facebook page of, okay, we've got a paycheck. Who's going to be paying their car payment? Who's going to be paying for the groceries? Who's going to be able to go on a vacation, and put money aside. So it's very exciting. Your success guide is your roadmap to training. And that, again, is that book that I just keep showing you. It says on there, it's your success guide. This is where you're going to get information that you could ask someone, but you could just go read in it, and you can highlight it and write notes in there for things. Maybe you have pieces of information you want, and so you write questions in there. So that would be awesome for you to do that. Your quick start guide. Okay, so let's move through our book. You will find your quick start guide. And in the quick start guide, you've got 10 things that are being suggested or recommended to you. So your future just got a whole lot brighter. And if you look at the things that they have for the quick start, this is what we're going to try and recommend to everybody. We want to be duplicatable, and we want to follow the same method so that we can all say, well, it doesn't matter what team we're on. We're getting the same good information. So what do we have on here? Some of the really important things, and that is, we already said be a product of the product. I know there are successful people with Plexus who financially needed this business. They couldn't afford their own products, but they understood what they had in front of them. And this is huge for those of you that are starting and saying, well, I just want to get on the products and see how they work for me first. And there are a lot of us do that. But when I think about it, I say, okay, if Angela only reached out to people that would benefit from her product experience, she wouldn't have needed to call me because I didn't have the same health issues. If all I did was wait to see if my blood sugar got balanced, and I don't have friends with the same health issue that I have, then I've just wasted their hope of feeling better. Because honestly, I didn't have a lot of weight to lose. So I never looked at this as a weight loss product. But if someone's looking at me and saying, I don't care if you lose weight, I would like to see if it takes away my migraines. I don't care if you lose weight. I would like to see if it takes away my chronic pain. I don't care if you have unbalanced blood sugars. I'm tired of having gut health issues and the IBS or whatever it is. So don't let your story keep you from sharing everybody else their hope, because we are hope dealers. We're giving them an opportunity to possibly feel like they haven't felt in years. And that's something that I can't offer if I'm just waiting to see if I've had a good experience. So read the testimonies, go on your Facebook, go on the different pages. Journeys has great testimonies, and build the belief of what this stuff is going to be able to do, not for just your health issue, but for the many health issues. So be a product of the product and start building that belief. Get to know your success kit, go through it. And here's a couple of things that are going to be really important, and it's number 3 and number 4. That is your why, writing down your why. And my why was, I started my business accidentally, so I really didn't have a why. I got on the products, and I was having changes, and someone said, "Hey, what are you doing? You're like really good. You're looking good. You're happy." And it's like, I don't know, I'm just drinking this pink stuff. But then when I started making a paycheck, I started thinking, why am I doing this as a business? Well, I want to get my products paid for. Well, that happened pretty quickly. When you share this business and you share the products, the money comes in. It's unlike any other network marketing that I've seen, where I'm not out pounding, people's doors to sell products, because I'm not selling. I totally share the products. And so people come to me. So I was able to start building my why and going, okay, I know what I want. Here's my why. I want my products paid for. And then it was, here's my why. I want to be able to put my daughter in private school because the public school system wasn't really working for her. And I was able to do that. Here's my why. I want to be able to go to convention, but I can't take it out of my family's amount of money, so I need it to be from my Plexus money. And I was able to do that. So my why has changed over the course of 2.5 years. And now, why am I building this? Well, first of all, I'm having a blast with my team. I've worked in different schools, and I've made friends with my coworkers, but they weren't lasting relationships. If I moved schools, the relationships stayed, but they weren't like calling me and saying, hey, we need to hang out, because it just wasn't like, I didn't work on those relationships. This business, I love having friends. I mean, friends that I'm going to have for a lifetime now, that we have common goals of helping others get better. So that's pretty cool. I have another why that I've added in, and that is I want to retire my husband. I love the fact that I'm going to be retired, or that I am retired. I'm still having a hard time believing it, but I want to retire him. He goes to work, and it's not his favorite thing to do. I think he and I would rather go play golf in a bunch of different golf courses. So that's my why, is to bring him home so he and I can do some really fun things together and build our adult relationship together. So I want you to come up with your why, and you need to write it down. Write it down. What is it that's driving you? Because on those days we're just like, I don't know if I feel like doing this. If you remind yourself often why you're doing this, why it's so important to you, then chances are you're going to be out there building this business, and you're going to be able to get yourself pumped up again. You know why? I want to be able to do this because I want to retire, or I need to pay for my medical bills. So if that's your why, it'll drive you. It'll drive you. You won't sit down, because, man without dreams, will perish. Okay, so your why, and then let's talk about goals a little bit. I was talking with a friend of mine today, one of my ambassadors, and we were talking about goals. And she said, very honestly, she said, goals almost paralyze me. I'm afraid. If I set goals, then I almost want to back off from them because it's too hard, or I'm afraid that I'm not going to reach those goals or whatever. And I said, well, you know what? I'm talking about short-term goals. And there are all kinds of goals that we can be setting. Goals can be, well, first of all, we want them to be SMART. And if you're in the education system, you've heard this. SMART, S-M-A-R-T. A SMART goal is going to be, it's specific. So when you set your goal, I want you to think, what exactly do I want? So let's think about July. Let's say that your goal for July is you want to go silver. That's our first paid bonus, that cash bonus level is silver. And you get to silver by having 3 people join you. So I set a goal. It's specific. 3 people in July. I want it to be measurable. Well, measurable means, so if my goal is silver, measurable is 3 people that are commission qualified. They have to have a backup order on. They have to come in with a welcome pack or the 100 points, and they have to pay for their fee. Attainable. That means it's something that I can do. I'm not saying, hey, I'm going diamond this month. Now, if I want to go diamond this month, that's great, but it's not attainable. So you want it to be something that's not going to scare you from actually stepping out and doing it. It needs to be relevant. Again, if my goal is to go diamond so that I can, buy an island, it's really not relevant to where I am now in my life. So I want it to be relevant, and it needs to be time bound. I have to have a time that I plan on being there. So I'm going to say I want to be silver by sponsoring 3 new people that are commission qualified. And I'm going to do this by helping 3 people learn about the products and showing them how to build a business. It's something that's going to help me with paying off my own products or earning some money. And it's time bound because I'm going to have it done by July 31st. It's attainable. We can do that. That's not very scary. I know some of our team members, they're getting really bold and they're saying, I'm going to contact 20 people in 2 days. I'm going to do this. And that's great. Some people they're like real go-getters and they are very committed and they love the competition. Others of us, we're kind of like no, let me set stuff that I can feel really confident about and build my own confidence. You can have short-term goals, as in, what are you going to do this week to move towards that? So if I don't ever set a goal, I don't have any reason to get up and do anything for Plexus. I kind of dabble, as I did for 1 year. I could have been somewhere different, I'm sure, if I had set goals. So if you set your short-term goal, that's going to help determine, like if I set my July goal as find 3 people and sponsor them in, that means I know that I have some steps that I need to take for short-term measures. So that's going to say, all right, I'm going to contact 1 new person a day if that's all I can do. Nooks and crannies. This business is not supposed to overtake your life. There will come a time when you can retire and you let it take more of your lifetime, but nooks and crannies, that's how a lot of the people built this. 15 minutes here, 20 minutes there kind of a thing. All right. You can have an aggressive short-term goal. An aggressive short-term goal would be Fast Start Gold. And Fast Start Gold is one of the levels that we have where you come in and in your first 30 days, from day 1 signing up, 30 days that you would sponsor 20 people into your team. 3 of them have to be, at least 3 have to be your level 1 to go silver. Beyond that, you can help those 3 people become silver, and then those 3 people become silver, and get 20 people total in 30 days. With that, the company is going to double your bonuses. And so you have an opportunity between the bonus money and the business building bonuses that you could earn a good, $1,000, $1,100. And so that's called an aggressive short-term goal. It's completely doable. It is attainable, but it's going to be a little more aggressive than saying 1 person a day. I can't do 20 in a month if I only contact 1 a day. So hopefully you understand the difference between that. So your short-term and your aggressive. Next, I want you to think about your plan of action. Again, your plan of action, what you're going to do, needs to match your goals. If your goal is to sponsor 1 person this month and you only talk to 2 people this month, perfect. Keep up. It's going to take you a long time to get there, but at least it matches. If your goal is to get 3 new people this month, then your plan of action has to match those goals. So it might be that you're going to contact at least 1 new person a day this month. So when you get to 3, do you quit because I made my goal? No, you keep going, but at least you're doing something that's towards your goal. If you have an aggressive goal, then you better have an aggressive action. And that's going to be contacting 5 people a day or 3 people a day and just really moving forward. And you're going to have to give up some things that you might have been used to, like marathon TV watching, binge watching, some of those things that just take your time. Candy Crush, had to let that go. Otherwise, I would have never made it to where I am right now. Okay, so that's just talking about goal setting. And how are we going to do that? Someone says, well, I don't even know how to begin. Share your excitement. Hey, I've just started with this company. Even if you've not taken the products yet, if I'm getting ready to go on a trip, a vacation to someplace I've never been, I don't go on my Facebook and say, hey, I'm going somewhere and I'll let you know when I get back. You jump right in and you say, I am so excited. I get to go on this trip to this place I've never been, but here's why I'm excited. The scenery, the activities, you can build the excitement about something you've never seen or done. And your excitement is going to be contagious. People are going to say, oh my gosh, I can't wait to hear about it. Make sure you take pictures. Well, what if you did that with your business? What if you said, I am so excited. I have found these products that I've read about, I've heard about, and I think it's going to just make such an impact on my life. I cannot wait to get on them. And I know I'm going to be sharing them with you. And they might start saying, okay, well, let me know what's going on. When we're trying to hide them, we're not going to be much of a business builder. So here's what we need. We need to share our excitement. We need to share our why. When you share your why, you're going to say, I'm excited to take these products because I'm tired of being tired. I'm tired of taking a nap every day. I'm tired of not being able to make the meals for my family because I'm sleeping on the couch. Or I'm tired of not going on a vacation because teaching just didn't pay me enough. You know, we're exhausted. We want to go do things with our family because that's important. It's supposed to be our family and then our job. But how many of us are living with our job first and then our family comes after it? And that's not the way it was meant to be in the beginning. So share your why. I want these things for my family, and so that's why I'm doing this business, and I know that it's going to help me out. People will buy into your why and your heart before they'll buy into your products. Build your belief. If you want to build your belief in these products, there's a couple of ways to do that. One, watch the Diamond documentaries. It is so much fun, and it's exciting to see where they were and where they are now, and it gives you a belief that it's possible. So watching Diamond documentaries, reading the testimonials, going to meetings. I can remember when Angela said we were going to do this business, and I went, okay, but I don't want to ever go to a meeting. I'm done with meetings. And she goes, well, that's great because we don't have any meetings. We're the only ones here in Maryland. I said, okay, perfect. This is my kind of business. Well, going to meetings, first and foremost, it helps you build your relationships. That's where you make your friendships because you're there talking together. You've got a common bond and a common mindset. And I'm watching my time. I don't want to keep you guys too long. So you're building friendships. You're also hearing and seeing those personal testimonies right in your face. It's not reading them. You're seeing them and hearing them and like really experiencing their heart and their belief. So attending the meetings and then getting people to go to the meetings, that third-party validation when we're all excited, it helps them to get excited. I can tell you 20 times to go to a particular doctor or to take a particular supplement, and you won't listen because you know me. And you're thinking, you're just a little goofy, and I know, you're just being silly. And then someone else comes in that they don't really know, but they seem respectable, and they say the same words, and they go, wow, I never thought of it that way. I mean, my kids did it to me like all the time. Mom said that? Yeah, well, yeah, so I actually meant it. So these are ways that are going to help build your belief, not only in your business, but the products and also in yourself. Build belief that you are in the right place and that you are doing the right thing. Otherwise, sometimes we get down on ourselves. Okay, if you're going to be legitimate with your business, business cards. It's funny that a lot of people say, well, hey, do you have a business card? Yes, I have a business card. I still use a very different method for getting people's information. I've learned very quickly, I want their information. I will give them my business card, but really what I want is I want their information. So I'll say, hey, are you on Facebook? Let me go ahead and friend request you, and I'll find them right on my phone right when I've got them so that I can start building a relationship with them. A business card, how many times do you take the flyer off your car or your window and actually use that for a business or a service? Not often. It goes in the car in the back seat and we don't see it. Same thing with a business card. Unless you've built a little bit of a relationship with them, that card's really not going to go anywhere. So that's my thing about the business cards. Have a business launch event. I did most of my business building one-on-one. That's how I'm most comfortable. I love doing coffee talks. I love just meeting one-on-one. But I've also done the events where you do a sip and see. And you don't have to know it all. You can set it up, talk to your upline and say, I want to do one. And we try and do it where it's I will do, we will do, and then you will do. And if we're there to support you, we want to be able to cut those strings for you. We want to show you how. I learn best by watching and then by doing, and then let me do it on my own. So to me, that's a great way to model. And if you don't get to a place where you ever want to present a sip and see on your own, that's fine. You can go get a sideline, cross line, down line, up line. You just find someone that's going to be a partner with you, and it becomes really fun when you're doing it together. Okay. So let me show you what I've done in the last couple of days, which have, I think, really changed the way I can duplicate myself. Because truly, when you are good at on the fly or making things up as you go, and you know it's true, I'm not saying I just make stuff up all the time, but if I am able to talk about the probiotic because I've been doing it for 2 years now and I memorized a bunch of things that I've learned from Angela and from things that I've read, the first person that says to me, I can't do what you do, I don't know that stuff, I've just possibly lost someone who could be an amazing ambassador and help so many people. So I want this to be simple. I want this because it is a simple business, not easy, but totally simple and doable. So I start out by saying, well, here, you get your product box and you get your product cards. And so I know the brightness, it's not really showing. I didn't really use these. You know, I got my box back in January, Super Saturday, and I wasn't really using them to their potential. And now I'm going, man, was I missing out? So what I did is I set my cards up based on the products I use. And that way I can say, okay, well, here's the product pricing guide. So you'll be able to have one of these. You won't have to memorize prices. And that's almost like a relief right away. Then I set them up according to the products that I use. So I put the triplex first, the three cards together. And I literally read them today to them. I said, well, so this one says, well, this one would be the Mega X. I was like, man, this one combines, it's got the whole range of omegas. I don't know about you, but I kept forgetting the numbers and the sequence. So 3, 6, 9, 5, and 7. I was just reading it. And the person read along with me. I didn't feel like that person was looking at me going, okay, really, you don't know this? You try. No, I felt like I was doing something with them and they were learning with me. And so it was very powerful indeed. So as I was using them, I go through and now sadly I find that I use all of the cards because I take everything, but I did my triplex and I could explain it. And the only thing that it doesn't have on the ProBio card that I wish it did is the antifungal that we have, because that really sets us apart from the other probiotics. But I'm able to use the cards. And it took away the fear of, what if I say something wrong? I don't know the ingredients. I wasn't asked any strange questions. I was just like, what exactly is it? Because I used my cards. And that is very doable for someone brand new. Because when I say you're going to get these, you can sit down with your sister right tomorrow, or you can show your brother right tomorrow and actually have information when you get your box. The next thing that I have found to be fabulous is that learn to earn. I have found when I'm showing this that the first 7 ways of getting paid are the most exciting, because beyond the pay points, their eyes have already glazed over. I can show them all 11 ways, but I think it's pretty exciting when I can just not have to memorize it myself. I just flip right to where it says, it starts with retail rewards, and I don't even read the pages. I just say, okay, you sell something retail, you're going to get some money off of that, and turn the page. Okay, number 2, preferred customer bonuses. All of our products have a little bit of money that's attached to it as a preferred bonus. So every time that person orders, I get a little bit of money. So it could be anywhere from $4 to $20. That's a preferred bonus, and I love that. Number 3, because honestly, at the very beginning, do you really know what a preferred customer is and how much it costs? No, I just need to know the basics. I'm making $5 for, selling a bottle of probiotic. Retail overrides. If I say I've sponsored someone, anything over $100 that they do, I'm going to get a 5% commission override from the company, not from their paycheck, not from their pocket, but 5%. Now they're getting 15 or 25%. I'm only getting 5. That's pretty good. And that's what I do. I run through that until I get to the pay points. By then, I'm finding they're already asking me so many questions, particularly about, well, what's that fast start gold? And that's where I can really start to talk to them about, well, let's get together again. But again, use this. It's duplicatable. It's something that they will have in their hands, and they won't have to come to you and say, can you do this with me or for me? Okay? Because you want to create people like yourself. Are you doing what you want to be duplicated? That's going to be the question for you. And I then leave them with what if this could change everything? It's pretty cool that they can just take this with them. I don't need them to read it in front of me, but it's something they actually get to take in the car with them. And maybe while they're sitting at home, they open it up and they're thinking, who do I know that might benefit from this? And it just gets them thinking. And then you're going to be ready to do your follow-up. Everything you need to know to start as a new ambassador is going to be in that welcome kit. So here's what my homework would be for you. One is your belief. How is it that you're going to build your belief? So here are a couple of things. Creating a database, whether it's handwriting it in a journal or a notebook or typing it on the computer. And in that database, it's going to be stories, things that are going to motivate you and that you can draw from when you just need a little bit of information. So I would suggest, if you can, you're going to listen to one Diamond documentary. Well, you can find them on YouTube. You can find them in your back office if you go to the library, videos or the audios. So listen to one Diamond documentary a day and maybe 2 opportunity calls so that you just get really used to this. And as you do that, in your database, you would write down maybe the date and the time that you listened, a summary of the stories. What were some of the issues that they had, the health issues? What were their financial issues? And what did they use? What did they have come about from that? What were some of their results? The list of health issues and what they had, I think I just mentioned that. So this is going to be your database. It's things that you just write down so that it sticks, because if you just listen, it's not going to stick as well as if you actually write it down or type it out. So that is pretty much it. I have about 5 more minutes, and I want to tell you that I did watch Sonia Dudley's training tips. And for yourself, the thing she started out with, and so we'll end with this, it says, if you were at a job interview and the boss says, here's the job description for this amount of time. So let's say it's part-time. You would have to ask yourself the question before you accept the position. You would have to evaluate, what are you willing and what are you able to do to earn the amount of money that you're going to be paid? So if it's a short-term, if it's a part-time job, and I'll give you an example. When I first thought I was going to go half-time, someone said to me, you don't want to go half-time teaching because you're still going to be working full-time. You won't get any more pay. Like, you'll have half the pay but still work the same amount of time. So you may as well just get paid full-time. And that was a huge reason why I did not go part-time, because I thought, I'm putting in all these hours and I'm not making any more money. So I'll just keep working that hard. So are you willing, if your goal is to go silver this month, are you willing to put in, if you're not willing to put in the time, then it's going to be hard to meet your goal, right? So think about, what is the job description? What are the requirements? And what are you willing to do to meet those requirements? So that's the first thing. Also, what messages are you sending? Your Facebook needs to be a reflection of you. And if you can become a master at just loving people and connecting with people, that you will be a master in this business. If you are a master at bashing things and complaining and posting things that are not building others up, then that's what your Facebook will present, and that's the kind of people that you're going to attract. So as you're learning about being a better ambassador or a strong ambassador or a brand new ambassador, I'm just going to suggest that you are paying attention to the people that are in a place that you want to be. Look at their Facebook pages. Look at the way that they post. That's going to be what drives you to learn how to do it even better. And learning how to post personally. I don't read a whole lot of posts that are shared, because I figure they must not be, maybe they're not going to catch my attention because it just says shared by all of these people. And I just kind of scroll past it. But I definitely stop to read the posts that are a personal message from somebody that I know. Someone's on my Facebook page. And so I'll stop and read it. So when you're posting this week, think about that you should be posting, think about 3 times as a new ambassador. And all of us, even not new, but once in the morning, because people are checking their Facebook. Once at lunchtime, because they're taking a break and they're actually checking. And then finally, at the end, before they go to bed, they're going to check their Facebook. So if you want to reach a different audience through the day, you want to do 3 Facebook posts. No, you are not being obnoxious. You're being loving. And so again, if you post maybe a video, a quick testimony from someone who had a great response, and try and keep them to the newest ones. Like, hey, look, this person's only been doing it for 3 months and they're feeling so much more energy. then one's going to be very personal. I'm so excited to be able to go to California to see my middle daughter who's playing volleyball out in California next week because of Plexus. My teaching job wasn't paying me that. So that's going to be my personal testimony. And then there's going to be something else that might be informational. And it might be, hey, what do you know about gut health? Did you know that stevia in the plant form helps with killing the bacteria that is caused from Lyme's disease? That's not a Plexus thing. That's something that I got from looking up Lyme's disease. And we have it in our product. So sometimes if you just look up some information about our ingredients, you can come up with information. So I know that I was kind of scattered. It was everywhere. I talked about your welcome kit. I've talked about a little bit about Facebook. Absolutely contact your sponsor. Just go onto your Journeys pages, on your team pages, and just be involved. Be involved with getting to know your team. That's probably going to be the best advice that I can give you in getting started. But the best part of this, don't wait for your own product experience, because there are people out there who are dying for hope, and you have it. You have it right here. So thanks for tuning in, but I am done.
Thank you. That was awesome.
All right.